Okay, now we're going to look at subtracting some rational expressions, and these also have common denominators like the addition ones we just did. So since they have a common denominator for number 2, my denominator will just be 8, and then just subtract the numerators. Now technically what you should do is you should change this to a plus and think of it as plus negative 3. For a simple one like that, it doesn't matter as much, but that'll be very helpful when we get to the harder ones. So 6 plus negative 3 is 3, which is, of course, the same thing as 6 minus 3 would also have been 3. So your answer would be 3/8. For one like number 3, don't let the variable scare you. Keep the denominator as 13x. And then on top, you have a 12 minus 5, or the same thing as 12 plus negative 5, which is 7. And 7 over 13 will not reduce, so you are done with that answer. It's okay if you have a negative answer. That's kind of what happens on number 4, and that's why I say it's helpful to think of it as adding a negative, because 2 plus negative 11 would be a negative 9. And then always do look at your answer and see if it will reduce or simplify. So 9 over 15, I say 3 divides into both of them. So my final answer would be negative 3 over 5. So do always look at the answer you get after you combine it into a single fraction and check and see if it will simplify. Just like we warned you not to force things on the addition problems, don't force them with subtraction either. This is basically x plus a negative 5. So my denominator is 4. And my answer is x and a minus 5. So just combine it into a single fraction. Don't try to put the x and the 5 together because they are not like terms. You're using the same rules that you learned back in Math 1 or maybe even middle school about like terms when you're combining those numerators together. On this one, your denominators are the same again. So I have a negative 2x over 9 after I switch that to a plus negative 4. And it's okay, once again, to have that negative on top of the fraction. That's the best place to have the negative. We don't want negatives in the denominator. We want our negatives to be in the numerator whenever possible. As we I'm going to continue on, skip down a little bit probably. On number 10, for example. On number 10, you can see that on this one, I do have some like terms. So I have a plus a negative x. My denominator is 6. And in this case, when you're combining your like terms, a positive x and a minus x will cancel out, and you'll just have a 5 over 6. So sometimes combining like terms gets things to cancel. Sometimes combining like terms won't, like on number 11. This is a plus negative 4. So my denominator is still 9. I still have my x in front, and then 3 plus negative 4 would be a minus 1, so an x minus 1 over 9. Hope this gives you the idea on how to work these. Do remember to look at your answers and see if they'll reduce when you get done. And like I say, only combine the things that are like terms. Sometimes things will cancel out, sometimes they won't, but just do your best on these and let me know if you have any questions.